So this is definitely a different video than what I have been doing for you boys and girls these past few weeks and what everyone has been doing. I thought really long and hard before I decided to make this video because I'm so used to just making like positive and like creative content for you guys, like my peers, for you to feel like you're a part of something while you're at home during this time. But in my eyes, this video had to be done. I had to say something to let you guys know that other people understand what's going on, and it's okay for you not to understand, but it's also a time for you guys to take this time and to take this chance being at home to do your research and to understand like what's really happening, and you know, really grasp the concept of everything that's happening here in Canada and around the world. Yeah. Right now, we are pretty much going through a national pandemic, which would be, you know, coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you all are referring to it right now. But it's crazy to think that we are also going through a civil rights movement right now with everything going on in the world. So for those of you who don't know, I wanted to get this right for you guys because I wouldn't want to be giving you false information. A civil rights movement is a mass protest movement against racial segregation and discrimination that became prominent in the mid-1950s. In the mid-1950s. It is 2020. And this is what's happening right now. For centuries, people of color, which a lot of you who are a part of this community are people of color, myself included, have been going through what's happening right now, and like, it's crazy. So what happened in last week's event in America was kind of like the very tip of the iceberg, or the cup overflowing, however you guys would like to look at it. It was just too much, you know, like, this shouldn't have happened, and it did. Once again it happened, and it's not okay. And that's why there's so much, if you guys have been watching in the news and seeing what's going on around the world, you guys are seeing that there have been a lot of protests going on around the world. Like, if you're able to access that information, if you guys are able to see what's happening on TV, but I feel like you guys should also know what is happening and why it's happening, and that it's not okay. The gentleman's name was George Floyd. George Floyd was an unarmed black male who was killed by police officers in the United States. Once again, a person of color, like many others, like myself, was killed based on the color of his skin, based on the fact that people in this world have power and they can do it. Now, I'm not going to get too much into detail with what's going on because it is a lot. It's a lot for myself to even be talking to you guys about it, because at the end of the day, you're so young, but you need to understand what is happening in the world. You need to understand that this is a real problem, and we need to use our voices. As adults, as children, we need to understand that discriminating against somebody because of the color of their skin is not okay. I don't mean to make such a serious video, but to me it is very serious. I've battled this for so long, like back and forth if I should make this video or not. But so yeah, silence is compliance. Me being silent is not okay. I need to be able to use my voice to let you guys know and educate you kids on what is happening in the world. Again, I don't want to go too much into detail, but just know that you have to understand, and you need to take this time to do your research and understand what is going on in the world, and to just use your voice, use your social media platforms, use it to state how you feel about it, because it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to be mad, it's okay to feel outraged because of what's going on. You have a right to be mad and sad and angry and disappointed in the world and disappointed in the people that do this to others. I know I am, I know many others are, and that is why these protests are happening. Yes, some of them aren't good. They're not peacefully protesting. Yes, some people are stealing things. Some people are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Yes, but there are people who are actually out there protesting for the right and for our rights.
You gotta be loud, baby.
Let her talk. Right here, you're ready. Talk right there.
Be really loud. Loud.
Don't cry, baby. Don't cry, baby. She's playing. She'll cry. Don't cry. Get it out. Get it out. Hey, hold on. We're here with you.
It's okay, Aubrey. Do it. Don't stop. You got this.
We got you.
My name is Aubrey Johnson, and I am 9 years old, and if I get it, you should get it. It is very...
Take your time, baby.
It is very wrong to kill black people. Their lives should matter. Even black lives should matter as much as white lives. It is so wrong.
A 9-year-old girl. A 9-year-old girl. Telling you all that it's wrong to kill.
Now that girl you just saw in the video, she's 9 years old. Obviously that was in the States, but she's 9 years old. So that's why I feel like showing you guys this side or making a video with this information is okay. She's 9 and she gets it. That screams so much volume. Are educated. I'm going to include links for you guys to get more knowledge on what's going on, for you guys to do your research to understand, because if she's 9 and if she gets it, then whatever age that you are, you can also get that racism is a real thing, and doing this to people because of the color of their skin is not okay. I just want you guys to be educated and understand what is happening. So I've talked a lot about what's going on with the George Floyd incident, along with many others, and most of them do happen in America. A lot of the racist acts do happen in America, but they still happen here in Canada where we live, and we need to understand that. So last week is when George Floyd happened, and a few days later, another incident had happened here with a female, and an altercation had happened with police officers, and it is alleged that she was pushed off a balcony to her death. Now, again, we don't really know what happened. Only people who were there know what happened. Only cops know what happened. But again, something to do with race makes this a bigger issue because she was black. We have actually, in Toronto, began to protest. A lot of other places in Canada, I believe Alberta, Vancouver has, and Quebec has protested as well this past week peacefully to bring awareness to the fact that racial profiling and doing things to people because of their race is not okay. Again, we're also doing this to support all the lives that have been lost in America as well as here in Canada based on race.
True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man.
again, I'm sorry for making this a very intense video, but it needed to be said, and you know, I stand for what is right, and I hope you guys will stand for what is right with me as well. And just don't forget that we are all here for everybody. If you feel like anything, you feel sad or mad, yeah.
This is America. Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping up. Yeah, this is America.
We just wanna party, party just for you. We just want the money just for you. I don't wanna die, money just for free. You ain't got to dance. We just wanna party just for you. We just want the money just for you. I don't wanna die, money just for free.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em.